everybody, and welcome back. I am the Sovereign, and this is my court. For those of you who are new, do not panic. Do not, I know you're wondering how you wandered into this random kingdom in the middle of YouTube. Do not panic. This is what we do over here. This is how we live. This is what my court is like. You are welcome to stay. Make sure if you're new, you hit the subscribe button, join the court. Everyone here is wonderful, very fabulous, happy people. This is what we do here. Do not panic, all of you newbies. It's a whole new world for you, okay? Now, I'm sure most of you are well aware of what we are talking about today due to the title of this video, unless you were randomly swooped into this video through one of my playlists or some other video. Either way, I am happy that you are here. Duke University has conducted a research study that has been reported by CNN this morning that says Black women with natural hairstyles are less likely to be offered job interviews, surprising absolutely not one Black person living on this planet. Yes, I see all you Black people in the court over there giggling. You're just watching this video to confirm the obvious, to be told you were right yet again. This is something that is not new to any of us, but I will read some excerpts from the whole report that is being reported by CNN before I talk about it, just to give you guys some context. Black women with natural hairstyles, including curly afros, twists, or braids, are less likely to get job interviews than white women or Black women with straightened hair, new research shows. In the aftermath of the George Floyd murder and the corresponding protests, many organizations have rightly focused on tactics to help eradicate racism at systematic and structural levels. Researcher Ashley Shelby, a management professor and senior associate dean, said in the press release. Participants gave Black women with natural hair lower scores for competence and professionalism and didn't recommend them for interviews as often compared with Black women with straightened hair, white women with straight hair, or white women with curly hair. In one instance, two groups of participants were asked to evaluate the same Black female job candidate. One group were shown a photo of the candidate with natural hair. The other saw an image of her with straight hair. The latter group gave the candidate a higher score for professionalism and recommended her for interview more strongly. Now, like I said before, this report surprises absolutely no person who considers themselves Black. This is something that we have been saying exists for years, forever, for decades even, for centuries even. So, of course, it comes as no surprise to me. The only surprise that I'm really getting out of this is the fact that it's being reported as if it's news right now. I am a little bit pressed. I'm a little bit disturbed at the fact that people only care about these biases and about these injustices and undercover racist moments when it's now affecting them. Like the study says, it's in the wake of this whole Black Lives Matter movement and George Floyd murder and all these protests that now these companies are actually starting to pay attention to the things that Black people have been saying forever. But they're only paying attention now because it's starting to affect their bottom line. It's starting to affect how these companies are perceived and how they're being seen by the general public. That's what bothers me. Because clearly, if these companies, these CEOs, these management teams weren't being affected themselves, they would not care because they didn't before. So I'm a little bit salty about that. I am a little bit salty that now you're listening to something that Black people have been talking about forever. And to this day, I made a video, and I will link it in a tag up here somewhere, about cultural appropriation. And I dealt a lot with the hair topic, and it comes to my attention that a lot of white people do not, you guys just don't get Black hair. You don't get it, and white people that are here in the court, regardless of if you're new or not, don't feel attacked. You are welcome here, because I've seen in other people's comment sections and other videos, not my videos, but other people's videos, that you guys, you tend to get your feelings a little bit hurt. You bruise easy, and I don't want anyone in my court feeling attacked. This is a very diverse place. Is a very diverse channel, and honestly, the majority of my channel are foreign nationals, so I understand the majority of people here don't get it. So I'm gonna kind of cue you in on what you're missing when it comes to the hair discussion of Black women. So this article, which will be linked in the description box below, is detailing the things that Black women have been saying forever, that they are being judged and they are being unfairly negatively targeted because of their natural hairstyles. And it's kind of this weird dynamic. I came across this on Twitter. I saw this on Twitter, and it blew my mind that CNN posted this. And then I'm reading the comment section of, there's this group of people that says this doesn't exist. And then right below those comments of people saying, you guys are just creating this racial stigma. This isn't a real thing. You need to stop being so divisive. Those comments exist. right below those comments are the people that are saying, well, the hair looks unkept and it looks dirty and disheveled and maybe you should do it. Like, it's crazy, this dynamic to me, that you have the people saying it doesn't exist right next to the people that are targeting Black women's hair. My mind is absolutely blown. So I'm going to like use myself as an example because people think that young people in today's society don't experience this. Which is so wrong. So mini story time. I used to live in Los Angeles. Those of you who have been on my channel and are subscribed, you know this. And I moved because of the whole COVID situation. I'm not one of those YouTubers out partying during a pandemic. Okay. I don't do that. I am at home with my family. But when I first went to Los Angeles, the first place I moved was Huntington Beach. I loved it. I love the beach. I'm a beach girl all day. Huntington Beach is in Orange County. If you know anything about California or Orange County, it is a very affluent, predominantly very white neighborhood. I didn't really care because I just wanted the beach. And I mean, they're just white people, right? It's fine. So I thought. When I got down to Huntington Beach, I had been wearing my natural hair for years at that point, and I've been natural since 2007. I was natural before it was cool for all you Black people here. All right, I was there already, but I was wearing my natural hair when I got to Huntington Beach, and I have never felt so outcasted as I did when I was living in Huntington Beach. And this is coming from a woman who spent 2 years in Japan, okay? In Japan, because the Japanese people, though I was different, they were friendly and curious about it. They were very accepting and wanted to learn. While I was in Huntington Beach, I felt people watching me. I felt people staring at me, not in a good way. They were staring at me as if I was a threat, as if I was a danger, as if I didn't belong. I could feel and see the coldness around me. My year of time in Huntington Beach was the most isolated I've ever been in my life, ever. I spoke to no one. No one spoke to me. It was crazy. And I had to move. That's why I moved to Long Beach. Those of you know, I lived in Long Beach before I moved back home. I lived in Los Angeles for about 5 years, you guys. And I moved to Long Beach because it was a much more diverse neighborhood where I felt more accepted and people weren't looking at me in that type of negative way. And I get those types of stares, and Black people, you guys know this is true. When you go into a very affluent neighborhood, when I was in like Beverly Hills, Bel Air, I would get those same uncomfortable stares. And this is something that my natural hair brought about, because when I presented myself, and I'll throw up pictures, when I presented myself like this in those affluent neighborhoods, people didn't take as much of a problem with it. But when I am starkly ethnically like present in their neighborhoods, that like a very clearly Black woman, that's when I get those negative stares. And this is what frustrates Black women when it comes to discussing our hair, because people want to critique our hair no matter what we do or choose to do with our hair. They critique my hair if it's straight. They critique my hair if it's curly. They critique my hair if it's short, long, like big, whatever. People will not let up on Black women's hair as if it's your business, but then they act like this isn't something that hasn't been afflicted on the Black community itself. Straight hair within the Black community has always been what has been termed acceptable. I was getting my hair straightened, flat ironed, hot combed by my grandmother, because even just in the 90s, it was not seen as acceptable to have nappy, curly, wavy, coily textured hair. And my grandmother and my mother were doing this for me so that I wouldn't face any criticism or backlash, or so that the family wouldn't. That was something that people used to target people. Black people, you remember, like, I know you guys are in the comments down there, like, let them know. You remember going to school and being called a nappy headed this and that. People saying, when are you gonna do your hair, when your hair was just natural in a ponytail? They're like, you need to do it. You need to have it done. When I was in school, my so-called white friends at the time would make fun of my hair, question my hair. And I mean, that was just my natural hair. And it's not fair to a young girl who's just being a 5-year-old that she should go home crying about her hair because somebody's daughter or somebody's little white son was not taught diversity. And a lot of white people, like you guys, are looking for these ways to do better and be better. And you're not understanding that though your children are not, like ethnic people, you need to teach your children about diversity, because if you don't, though you may not mean to, you are raising a I don't want to say like racist, but a potentially racist, bigoted, or prejudiced child simply because you didn't teach them any better. You didn't give them the exposure, and then you sent them to school to tease little girls like myself who grow up and have these reservations, have these fears, have these trauma that is constantly being played out in the media, constantly being played out, you know, in the world and society around us. So let me just, because I'm getting a little upset because this is personal to me and it does trigger something in me. So I need to explain Black women's hair so that people understand. Black women have no problem with their natural hair. We don't. We don't. When I was growing up, my hair was my hair and I had no problem with it. The problem comes when people are taking things away from us simply because of our hairstyles. It happened through slavery, through civil rights movement, and it is still happening today. If you, and this is in the article, so this is not like I'm pulling this crap out of my butt, but this is something that Black women have been saying forever. You guys are just finally listening, so I'm not going to get angry, but I do need to explain. Black women have no problem with their hair, but when our hair is holding us back from our lifetime achievements, from our ability to provide for our children and families, from our ability to achieve our goals, that is something we can't let that stand in our way. When I was working at a gym, no one cared about my natural hair, so it was curly all the time. And you guys can go to my Instagram, you can go back in history and time and see how my hair has changed over the years. You can see the times where I was like working in the gym and my hair didn't play an important role. But when it came time for me to start working as like an hospice care nurse, because I did go to school for that, I started working in affluent white people's neighborhoods and homes. I changed my hair. You saw my hair change because then I would get these comments. And granted, these are from older white Americans, but you guys forget that these people who fought against civil rights are still living. And they're not even that old. Like, they're still alive, okay? So the people who looked at Black people as less than and unworthy of the right to vote or any rights in general, I was kind of working for those people. And my hair played a role in how those people perceived me and how they treated me. Also, when you're in an entertainment business, I started working on sets in Los Angeles and Hollywood. Natural hair is almost, you almost can't have it unless you want to be given a Black stereotype of the hood rat or the baby mama or the loud Black woman. You have less opportunity to appear in any segment of entertainment when your hair is natural. Period, point blank. I don't want to hear the arguments in the comment section because I lived the life. I was there. I was on set. Were you on set? Were you at craft services next to me? I don't think you were. Craft services is the devil. It's the devil because all they do is feed you like tons of snacks and you get fat. That's why I stayed away from it. I ate the apples, but still, let's not argue about that, okay? My little diadem was slipping, had to fix it. But you can look on TV, you can look in Hollywood, movies, magazines. When you see Black women, you see them with straight hair because if we do not present ourselves that way, we get stereotyped. Point blank period. I've had agents sit in my face and tell me what type of hair to portray. And they will tell me straight up, because, and I tried to work as a background actor, and I'm not like pumping myself up. This is literally what I was told. I'm too pretty. They won't put me in the background because I'm distracting, which was fine with me. I'm like, put me up front. But if I'm going to play those roles that are in front of a camera, they like me to be the pretty girl. They want me to be the love interest because I'm slightly attractive, whatever. They want that from me. But the only way they can perceive a Black woman in that role is if she has straight hair. Executives in Hollywood, agents cannot perceive or understand or see or visualize a Black woman with natural hair being a hero, being a love interest, being a significant, understandable, empathetic character. They can't see it. They demand that you have natural hair or that you have straight hair, that you straighten your hair. This same thing goes with conservative types of job markets, which is actually in the article. Once again, maybe I'll throw up a clip or something. But if you are going to enter into a field of a conservative market, such as being a lawyer or being possibly a university teacher, unless you're, teaching Black history or studies, doctors, any type of upscale white collar desk job or, accounting, respectable career path that are likely dominated by white men. If you're going to be a Black female trying to go into that group, Black women, we know this, but white people don't understand that we cannot go into those job markets completely being our natural selves. Once again, I have tried it. I have the resume to back up anything and everything I've ever wanted to do, but I know that even just going into a job market being Black is difficult. Going in for a Black person, going in with natural hair is a rule that we all know not to do. Period. It's an ongoing joke within the Black community that you go to your job interview with like nice straightened hair, and then the next time when you get hired, you show up with your box braids. It's a joke amongst Black women. That's what we do because we know we can't show up in our ethnic, hairstyles with box braids because it's perceived a certain way. Even our schools, not even just our bosses, our schools will tell us that it is not professional. It is not respectable, something that they want in their respectable little group of society. Black women, go ahead and put your comments in the comment section below. Tell us about the times that you maybe had to change your hair because it was an event, or because you had a job interview, or because, you got backlash from this person or that person or your boyfriend. Like, go ahead and put your comments in the comment section below, because this information has not been hidden to the Black community at all. There is a reason you do not see a lot of Black women wearing their natural hair. Other reasons you don't see Black women wearing their natural hair, it's a lot of work. I'm going to let you guys in, those of you who are not Black, for your future research the natural hair community. Go to YouTube, type in natural hair wash day, and watch how much work Black women have to put into their hair in order to keep it healthy and looking good. Our hair takes an extensive amount of time. When I wore my box braids, that took 3 whole days. And I'm talking 3 whole days to do my box braids. It's an extensive amount of time to put in for you to then get backlash for your hair, or have to take it out 3 days later because you have to go to work, or be forced to take it out because your boss doesn't like it or your teacher doesn't like it. It's a lot of work to do your hair and then get nothing but negativity for it. So a lot of Black women just throw up their hands and they're just like, forget it, because it's not worth it. I could wear my natural hair all the time, but in all likelihood, there's going to come a situation where you have to go to an audition and you have to braid up your natural hair. You have to go to a new job, or you have to meet somebody new, and where your natural hair is going to have this negative stigma on us. That's the reason you don't see a lot of Black women just flaunting their natural hair. If you go back into my Instagram, you can tell the times where I wasn't working in Hollywood and the times where I was. Before I started doing YouTube, right before, I had gone through like 3 years of me rocking my natural hair, like rocking it hardcore, curls all day, every day, everywhere. I love having curly hair. I love big hair. But the moment I have to step on stage, the moment I'm in front of a producer, a director, an agent, straight hair. Straight hair, period. We know the deal. It is like non-negotiable. And a Black woman who's not able to change for the benefit of their job, or agents and directors take that, like you standing and saying, I want to wear my natural hair no matter what. They're going to look at us and be like, well, you just don't want the job. You must not want it bad enough if you're so hell-bent on having your hair. It's just hair. Like, that's what they tell us, not realizing like they're really eradicating and erasing the representation of real Black women. This diadem is slipping all over the place. Anyways, these stigmas don't just apply in the job market, in our career paths, in our fields, or in our school. It applies in the dating world. Guys typically love me. They typically do. Okay, I do pretty well, even though I'm single. It's just because I'm terrible at dating and I just don't have the patience. But other than that, like, guys typically have no problem with me, and they think of me as exotic, when that's a whole nother discussion, is the fetishization of Black women. But the compliments and the approachability that I feel is different when I have straight hair or box braids. People identify me and treat me much more different when I have curly hair or when I have box braids. I mean, it is a drastic difference, you guys. It is drastic. And don't give me that crap. Not in my neighborhood. I was an Uber driver. I've been all over Los Angeles and Orange County. Bel Air, Beverly Hills, all of Orange County, Laguna Beach. They treated me different when they saw me with box braids, when they saw me with curly hair. And they take it as if it's some sort of threatening thing, as if Black women are trying to make a statement, when honestly, we're just trying to be nobody but ourselves. And it trips me out that if I'm wearing sweatpants with the straight hair that I have now, nobody's bugged by it. But if I do that and I'm wearing sweatpants with curly hair walking around in Orange County or Laguna Beach, like, it's this big deal. And I mean, it's demoralizing, you guys. It's demoralizing. And then to have the people, of course, who say you're making it up. to watch and read those comments that say, this is a lie, this is so racially divisive, this isn't real, this isn't true. Shut up, shut up, shut up. You know, I'm so sick of y'all. Not my court. I love my court. You guys are smart. But everybody, the outside world, I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you. Every time a Black woman says, hey, this is happening to me, you want to call us liars. And then 10 years later, it's like, oh my God, you were telling us the truth the whole time? Like, why don't you listen to us the first time? Why is it so hard to listen to us the first time? Why? I don't want to hear it. And then, of course, I'm going to have the people in the comments section saying, well, why don't you just wear your curly hair on YouTube? I will. Honestly, I will. I'm just not in the mood because, like I said, it's a lot of work. But once again, I get treated differently from when I wear my natural hair versus when I wear straight hair. Like, it's so drastic that it's almost incomprehensible that anybody would even call me a liar for saying this. And we don't like it, guys. Just in case you thought, we don't like it. We don't like it. We are normal human beings and would very much like to wear our natural hair when we want to. Now, of course, Black women are very creative. We're very creative with our styling. We're very creative with how we want to do our hair. So you're going to catch Black women wearing like green hair and blue hair and red hair. I'm about to switch my hair color for those of you who don't know. It's getting switched to something absolutely fantastical. So expect that to come. But though Black women like to be creative with our hair, we know that there are those times where we are bound by the constraints of systematic racism that we have no choice but to obey. Though I'm about to change my hair color to something crazy and drastic, if I have to go out to an audition, I know I have to change my hair. I know I have to change my hair. If I'm going to go, I'm not going to, but if I had to go to a corporate job interview, I would have to change my hair back to this and not what I want it to be. I have to have my hair a certain way in order to be accepted by the predominant community that is holding all the power and wealth. We have no choice but to assimilate if we want to live our lives the way we want. If we want to be able to make money, if we want to just continue to live, we have no choice but to assimilate and bow down to the oppression that continues to harm ourselves and our children, our families. We have no choice. And also, side note, little bit of a tangent. Everybody who's talking about my cultural appropriations video got something to say about straight hair, shut up. Shut up. Everybody in the comment section who made it to this point in the video, go down in the comment section and find those people complaining about Black women in straight hair and tell them to shut up. Tell them to shut up. Because number one, white people, y'all don't own straight hair, okay? Okay? Please get rid of your colonial mindset that white people own everything. Because Asian people have the straightest hair on the planet, for one. All right? Latin people are born with straight hair and Black people are born with straight hair. Like, please stop. Because every time I see those comments, I'm just like, the colonialism. And y'all get mad when we call you a colonizer when you have a colonizer mindset that everything belongs to you. Blonde hair belongs to you. Blue eyes belong to you. Straight hair belongs to you. Like, the audacity. Anyways, I just had to say that because I know I'm going to get those comments. I know. So now you guys kind of understand that Black women are very much forced into this assimilation type of deal. We don't necessarily want it or like it, but we really have no choice until people unlearn the prejudices that they have been raised with and taught throughout their lives, throughout history, in school. So white people, thank you for making it this far in this video. Please teach your kids about diversity. Please go buy your little, your daughter, go buy little Jessica, Ashley, go buy them a Black Barbie doll, a Black baby doll. Why is that a problem? Like, go introduce them to diverse things and thoughts and people. Please teach your kids, because it's your kids that are traumatizing our kids. Please and thank you. Thank you for sitting through this little mini video. Everything's linked in the description box below, including my Instagram, Twitter, all of that. Okay, I feel a little better. I just felt like someone needed to speak on this because no one's dropping videos on it. Plenty of Black women have made videos on Black hair, but this article just came out and I wanted to speak on it. Go research the natural hair community, white people. It is incredibly entertaining and you will learn something. Trust me, Black women, they have the keys to the kingdom when it comes to having beautiful, like hydrated, gorgeous, silky hair. Mark my words, the Asian community, the Koreans specifically, they have skincare. I give you guys that. But Black people, we got the hair. We have the natural hair know-how. We are the hair gurus. If you want to grow long natural hair, even if you're white, Go ask a black woman. We know all the oils, teas, silk pillowcases, bonnets, caps. Like, baby girl, we got you. Go find out. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Leave your comments in the comments section below. And once again, if you are not a member of my court, please hit the subscribe button because I would love to see your fabulous face again. I love you. I'll miss you. And you know I will be back in a future video. Bye.